The gun registry's return. I'm Brian Lilley with TheRebel.Media. Thomas Mulcair is in Northern Ontario this week, Thunder Bay to be exact, and that has the NDP leader telling voters something different than what he's told them in the past. The headline at TB Newswatch couldn't be clearer. NDP leader rules out reintroducing Fed long gun registry. Sounds promising. Well, the story went on to say this. Even though both Thunder Bay MPs were punished for breaking rank with the NDP over abolishing the long gun registry back in 2011, Tom Mulcair says he won't reintroduce the registry if the NDP forms the next government. The NDP leader made the comment to reporters in Thunder Bay on Sunday after speaking at a rally of around 300 people. Quote, "We will not be bringing in a long gun registry. It was a failure," Mulcair said. "We will make sure the police have the tools to do their job safely, but there's no question for the NDP to bring in a long gun registry." That's interesting. What exactly does that last part mean, giving police the tools they need? And can Tom Mulcair and the NDP be trusted on this? Can Justin Trudeau and the Liberals be trusted on this? Because those two leaders are sounding very similar right now. But what have they said in the past? How does that square with what they say now? Well, Mulcair has said for some time now that he doesn't want to bring in the Liberal gun registry of old, but that doesn't mean he won't bring in some kind of gun registry. Here's what Mulcair said to reporters as he left his December 3rd, 2014 caucus meeting, just, 7 months ago? He was asked about gun control in the days ahead of the 25th anniversary of the Montreal massacre.
We would look for a way of doing this without falling into the problems that existed with the Liberals' version of this, but we are starting with a definition of what I'm calling an obligation of result. For the NDP, the obligation of result is that the police are able to track every gun. That has to be there both for public protection and for protection of the police themselves.
So not the gun registry, but make no mistake, in an NDP government there would be a gun registry. Mulcair then responded to another question by saying what gun registry supporters had long claimed. It was their big argument. Everything else is registered.
I have nothing against seeing honest farmers and duck hunters be able to have their weapons, but that honest hunter who goes out with his pickup truck, it's a registered pickup truck, and he's carrying his 4x4 in a trailer, and the trailer is registered, and the 4x4 is registered. Heck, his dog is registered. So I think that there's sometimes underestimating the ability of people to follow this sort of exercise. There are already a lot of things that have to be done to acquire. You need a firearms acquisition certificate. There are a lot of different things that are there. So we have confidence in the ability of farmers and duck hunters to fill out a form.
Does that sound like a man that would not bring in some kind of gun registry or repeal Bill C-42, the bill that went part way to making the current system a bit more bearable? Mulcair wants to bring back a separate authorization to transport, one of the good aspects of C-42 that reduced needless paperwork to already licensed gun owners. Justin Trudeau and the Liberals, they also say they want to repeal C-42. He doesn't like it. In fact, he's claimed in a fundraising letter that the changes to the law mean you can just throw your pistol in your glove box and head to the grocery store or your kid's soccer game. It's not true, and it shows he doesn't understand the law. Now, that same day, December 3rd, 2014, Trudeau was asked about Mulcair saying every gun needed to be tracked. Trudeau protested that he will in no way bring in a gun registry, but he does say he wants a lot more gun control.
I have said very clearly, and I will repeat it, that the Liberal Party will not bring back a gun registry. There are many different ways that jurisdictions around the world are looking into gun control. A lot can be done around classification. A lot can be done around proper review of the people wishing to purchase firearms. There are many different ways of doing this, and the Liberal Party is taking this seriously because Canadians are united in their desire to see less violence with guns across this country.
Who doesn't want to see less gun violence? But like most politicians who believe in gun control, Trudeau doesn't want to tackle gangs, criminals, illegal guns. He wants to make life harder for law-abiding gun owners, even though that won't fix the problem. The fact is, there's not that much gun violence in Canada, and most of what there is happens not with legal guns, but illegal ones. Stats Canada released new data on the country's murder rate at the end of last year. Canada had just 505 murders in 2013. That was the first full year without the long gun registry. Now that figure, 505 murders, that was down from 543 in 2012. It's the lowest murder rate at 1.44 murders per 100,000 population since 1966. And of those 505 murders, just 131 involved guns. That's down 41 from the year before. There were more stabbing deaths than shooting deaths. And of the gun deaths, quote, the majority, 68% of firearm-related homicides were committed with the use of a handgun, a trend that has held over the last 20 years. That's from StatsCan. Handguns, the legal ones, still need to be registered. It's been that way since the 1930s. Those handgun murders, they're generally not from the registered and legal handguns. They're from the illegal ones. The push for gun control from the left is not about public violence. It's not about public safety. I mean, shootings are down, the murder rate's down, gun crime is down. No. The push for gun control from the left stems from the fact that they don't like guns, or at least not the general public having access to guns. It's based on their ideology, a worldview that says don't trust the common man. It's not based on facts. What will happen for gun owners if Mulcair or Trudeau are leading a government after October 19th? Life will get much more difficult, and it will happen fast. Mark my words.